Hello, this is Chris Rinaldi. I'm doing Part A for Independent Research and Analysis Essay Assignment 5, a different sort of assignment. And I'm asked to describe a challenging situation that I handled by using one or more of the strategies learned in this class. And what I want to talk about is my range of acceptable behavior from week 3. And that really stuck with me because it's really relevant for my internship. I'm working with the Weston Police in Connecticut, and they're all a bunch of really nice cops. I've had no issues with them, thankfully. This class is to thank for part of that. But one of the issues I run into is with my range of acceptable behavior is the power I have when interacting with them, because they all have formal titles, and I have to refer to them by their titles and professionally, but they've made it very clear that they're going to still be casual around me, which I don't mind, but they're very casual and they talk to each other in an unprofessional way I don't want to say in a professional setting because it's a really small police department, but yeah, they did make it clear that they want me using proper titles and calling them, yes sir, no sir, addressing them by officer, detective, or chief, especially the chief. But like I said, what I learned is I had to apply this, and I realized I never knew what that was called, the range of acceptable behavior, because part of emotional intelligence is mimicking what somebody does, and we learned this in week 3 and week 4, and it can be difficult when one of them interacts with me and they're using all slang, yo, and just trying to get me to feel like, they want to incorporate me, and I'm young, and they're all older guys, and they want me to, feel in place there. So it's just natural for me to want to try and mimic what they do and try and match the same energy they give me, but I can't. I am, in a sense, very stoic when they address me and professional, and I'm always asking if they need help, and I don't want to even ask too much. Like, I try to ask for something to do, or it's like, hey guys, can you give me something to do? And, I finish that quickly, I can move on to something else. And sometimes they don't have a lot of work, so they just tell me to wait around for a few minutes, and then they might decide to send me home. But I don't want to come on too strong and annoy them by asking for work too often, which I have done. I did that on my first day. I just sped through everything I had to do, and they told me it's all right. I could take my time and do things, and it's hard too because this is a building I've never been in. So I try not to push my limits. So for an example, my first day I worked, I had to organize all these different files and different reports, and they go into 2 basic things of serious reports and non-serious reports. But after I did that, I went to my supervisor, and I told him I was finished, and he told me I could start doing more and more on my own, and he doesn't want to micromanage me. But at the same time, I don't want to move a filing cabinet where he doesn't want me to put it, or move any files where they shouldn't be, or a place where they would say, yeah, that was a good place to put it back then, but now we need to use that for something else. But I don't want to also do the opposite and seem like a lazy intern and just sit in the break room all day and not ask for anything to do and have them come to me because, like I said, they don't want to micromanage me. But using my emotional behavior skills that I learned, it has made it easier to interact with them because I'm not antisocial by any means, but I am not above and beyond with conversations and holding a conversation with some of these people. And it can be difficult, especially since I have only been around police officers so much in my life. I have a hard time trying to keep conversation with adults in general. I'm so used to being around people my age and just having very casual, laid-back conversations about nothing. And they talk about 401ks and their families and bonuses coming up at Christmas. And it can be hard for me to get a word in because I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like I said, it has made it easier to interact with them and just try and keep a nice paced, semi-casual, semi-formal conversation with them and just pick up, the hints they're leaving in the room, read the room really. But yeah, that's part A. Thank you. All right, now for part B. Describe a challenging situation during which I might have used a strategy learned in class but didn't. Now, this is a hard one for me, but when I'm in the police station, a lot of times politics come up. And usually they're on the same page, like all the officers, but there's always an argument here or there. I wouldn't say an argument, but just a conversation back and forth about debating that stuff. And they do it in front of me, not that I mind, but sometimes they try and ask me what I think. And I'm uncomfortable in general, trying to assert myself one way or the other. I'd rather not say that stuff in a professional setting because it's always going to come down to just people getting angry at each other, or someone disagreeing, or someone being sided against. So I really try not to, like I said, assert myself politically, especially in a place like this and in my position. So what I do when that stuff comes up is I just try to keep quiet, or if they like call on me, it's like, oh, who do you agree with, or what do you have to say about this? I just say, either like I'm not into politics, because I'm not really, or it doesn't matter to me, depending on what it is. And for the most part, that works. And I wouldn't call this a strategy per se, but I guess it's kind of taking the high road and kind of like I would describe more so as like avoiding the question. And I do that a lot. Not that it like troubles me or anything, but I just rather not get into it and have someone just, I don't know, feel negatively towards me just because, I don't know, I say what I feel. But like I said, it's a professional work environment and you have to be professional. So that's what I've always done. But using what I've learned in class, like emotional behavior wise, and like, emotional intelligence, EQ, and what I would do to stop somebody, or not stop, but to change this and be, I guess, emotionally professional, I would bring up in general to like the group that this is an unprofessional thing to bring up and that we should switch the topic to something else. Because, most of the times ordinary conversations turn into politics, but no one ever turns politics back into like a normal conversation, which is really not that hard. But yeah, I think that would be the best course of action, is to really just read what everyone has to say and stop it before it gets too heated or before someone gets ostracized for their opinion. Because, they're all hired for, their skill sets, and they all want the same job and should have a similar mindset. So any differences could really be overlooked easily, especially at the point where they are. But like I said, they don't take it too seriously all the time. And I just think it shouldn't be brought up in work in general. So I would try and avoid it and using my skills, talk it down and change the subject. But that's all I have for you. Thank you so much.